Thank you, President David. Today we have all from the Lake Hickory Club: Jim Whitworth, Dr. Wayne Powell, Steve Schneider, Chief Floyd Lucas, Peter Nelson, Jeff Mackey, and Sam Gore. That's what it says, Sam Gore. Welcome. Let's come back.
Thank you, John, and thank you for making up. If you're planning on making up next week as well, please give us your name over. We've got a little sign-up sheet because we're having a special dinner, plated lunch next week, and you're certainly welcome to come, but we're trying to get as good a count as we can. And then on the 19th, if you're planning on making up, we will not be here, and I understand that you will be at yours on the 17th, so we will not be here on the 19th. Okay, guests of Rotarians. Let's start over here. Robert?
President David, I've got Natalie Stoshin. She's joined Carolina Moon Hospitality downstairs working with us, and we are blessed to have her organization especially. So you're welcome, Natalie Stoshin, to Hickory.
Yes, sir, Connell.
I have my wife Sandy with me as my guest today.
Anybody else on the right? How about down the center? Okay, left side. Okay. We have some students of the month. Vote.
As you know, we normally have two students, and Chandra Sherrill and Chad Davenport. And Chad, if you'll stand up. You know, and what I do, it normally just works with two students. It doesn't work well with one, so I've drafted somebody. Linda Lutz, if you'll stand up. These are some things that you may not know about Chad or Linda. Okay, well, we're going to start. One of them loves four-wheeling. Gotta be Chad. One of them knows the Rotary four-way test by heart. Linda. One of them cut their hand open with a pocket knife at Christmas. What's Chad? Yeah, he's opening at Christmas tree. One of them is used to putting out fires at work. Linda Lutz. And you'll learn more about fire with Chad. One of them almost drowned in the ocean as a teenager. That was Chad. We're glad to have him still. And one of them exercises at least 4 times a week. That's both of them, but mostly Linda Lutz. So let's give Chad a nice round of applause, and he's going to introduce himself a little better than I did.
Hello, I'm Chad Davenport. I'm a student at CBCC, and my major is fire protection, and I started last year. I'm looking to complete my degree at the end of the fall semester this year. So hopefully if I can finish this semester, I'll take 5 classes and then 2 next semester, and I'll be finished. After that, I plan on I've been applying to fire departments. I've applied to Charlotte and Greensboro. I'm trying to get on at different fire departments. And right now I volunteer at Grace Chapel Fire Department as well as Lovelady Rescue, and I also work part-time at Caldwell County EMS. I do landscaping with the Green Advantage, and also I work with Lovelady Rescue. And just a couple of accomplishments I've had throughout my career. I ran the most calls as a volunteer at Grace Chapel last year, and also had the most training hours last year and the year before for 2013. And I was the football captain at South Caldwell for 4 years. So that's a couple of accomplishments I've had. And that's about it. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Chad, congratulations on being selected Student of the Month, and we've got a Rotary keychain flashlight.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not sure exactly how it'll help you fight fires, but I'm sure it will someday. And Linda, you don't get one. Although we are impressed about your workouts. Okay, John Bates has the Rotary moment. Actually, remember.
Well, actually, I reminded him earlier so he wouldn't forget. He's done it twice already. That's correct. We lost a member this last week, Jim Stevenson, whom I did not know. He was president of this club the year before I became a member of a Rotary club somewhere else. So I did not know him, but I've heard some great things about him, I'm sorry I didn't know him. February 3rd was Bob Warmoth's birthday, February 4th, Jeff Hines, February 6th, John Rambo. He's having a big party. Anyway, I read a lot, but I only subscribe to 3 magazines, and all 3 of those magazines were given to me, at least initially. This one I've been getting since 1982, and it just keeps coming. I don't have to do anything. I don't read it as well as I should, but I do like to thumb through it, and especially when I'm going to be doing the Rotary Moment. A couple of interesting things in this issue. You may not have known this, but Polio Plus, we talk about doing polio, all the work, all the years. Polio Plus also included work in Ebola. When the hospitals and research labs that Rotary International has funded around the world, including in Africa, as soon as the Ebola thing started, the staff of those hospitals were also right out into it almost immediately. So you've been working on Ebola all along. Another thing, perhaps not so good, is you evaluate many times a charitable organization by what percentage of giving goes to administration. Well, the Rotary Foundation, 0% of giving goes to administration. It has been over the years, the money that goes in from gifts into the fund every year is held for 3 years in a fund, and the interest off of that money is what funds the foundation's operations. And then at the end of 3 years, it comes back out of that fund, and half of it goes into the World Fund and half of it goes into the district-directed funds that we get to spend on things. Well, it's getting more expensive, so they're going to come in with a provision that should there not be enough money in the operating, in the investment income that over that 3-year period, they're going to have the option of borrowing from the World Fund, not the district fund, up to 5% of the giving every year to help fund, but it's a loan and it will be paid back. They're also going to put a 5% surcharge on cash contributions to World Fund projects. That's Rotary update. Couple of interesting comments I share with you. This is something, a public school teacher was arrested, and I'm adapting this from the way I originally saw it. Public school teacher was arrested yesterday in Raleigh while in possession of a ruler, a protractor, a compass, a slide rule, and a calculator. A spokesman for the legislature said he believes the man is a member of the notorious algebra movement. He did not identify the man, but he did confirm the man has been charged with carrying weapons of math instruction. Algebra is a problem for us, he said. They derive solutions by means and extremes, and sometimes go off on tangents in search of absolute values. They use secret names like X and Y and refer to themselves as unknown. We have determined that they belong to a common denominator of the axis of medieval with coordinates in every country. As the Greek philosopher Isosceles used to say, there are 3 sides to every triangle. He went on to say, teaching our children sentient thought processes and equipping them to solve problems is dangerous and puts our government at risk. That's maybe a little bit too scary. Little thing about comparing Rotary International. We get a little international viewpoint here, not just home. Heaven is where the police are British, the chefs are Italian, The mechanics are German. The lovers are French, and it's all organized by the Swiss. Hell is where the police are German, the chefs are British, the mechanics are French, the lovers are Swiss, and it's all organized by the Italians. And when you're traveling, remember that in England, all is permitted except that which is prohibited. In Germany, all is prohibited except that which is permitted. In France, all is permitted, including that which is prohibited.
So, weapons of math instruction, in case you didn't get that. Okay, maybe that'll count as our magazine program. Let's see. Okay, if you read the paper this morning, you saw that the bond commission has been formed, and I was looking at the members of that, and a lot of people stood out there because they're members of this club. Michael Thomas, Jennifer Clark, Susan Walker, Frank Young, and Dean Proctor are all on that commission, so congratulations, and we'll be looking for wonderful things out of that. Nice bow tie too, Frank, by the way. Glad to have you. Also, of note was Will Locke, who's Robert's brother and Meg's son, so glad to have you. And Allison Holtzman, who's the chairman of Friends of Hickory that we've done some things with. She is also on there, so a great list of people that we have a lot to do, and you know who to go to tell them what you want done. Okay, our anniversary lunch is next week, and we will have a plated lunch, so please try to put down if you're coming and if you're bringing a guest, so that we can have for the club as accurate as possible. If you don't and you think, oh, I can't come because I didn't put my name down, that's not the case. We just want to give them a heads up. And if you normally don't eat, this would be a really good time to eat. So come prepared to eat and be there. We want to have a big group there as we celebrate our 93rd anniversary. And it'll be the same regular, it'll be a different lunch, but the price is the same, and guests, of course, you have to pay for your guests. Open World Host, Suzanne is looking for one more family to host the second part of the week. Is that right, Suzanne? Somewhere there.
Any help would be appreciated. Right now, I have myself down as hosting, and I'm willing to do that. But that's going to be kind of challenging for me with all the coordination. So I really appreciate a handout with either the first half of the week or the second half of that first week of March. Thanks.
Okay, let Suzanne know that's getting closer. That's February 28th, so the end of the month is when that starts. So she needs to get all that lined up. So needs at least one more, and see Suzanne about that for 4 days. You don't have to feed them, maybe breakfast. Okay. Also, something that Suzanne worked on is the Kenyan Water Project that we, as a club, donate some money to. And we just heard the other day that project has gone forward. They did raise the $4,000 they needed to make that happen. And so the money has now been sent to the representative in Kenya, and there'll be wells starting there soon. So they are going to send us something back. There'll be something that we'll get. We'll show that to you. But congratulations on helping to have some clean water in Kenya. Okay, Rotarian Idol coming up March 14th, and we've got a lot of things going on. First of all, evidently we don't know where the banners are. Does anybody know where the banners are? If you displayed them last year and maybe put them in your closet or warehouse or something like that, we're looking for the banners.
I think the mayor's got it. The mayor's got
it. He may have. So anyway, if there's a ransom, let us know. We'll negotiate. But we're looking for the banners so we can display those. So if you had anything to do with putting them up, maybe we can trace back. Yeah, I did, but then I gave them to such and such. So we're trying to find those banners. Continue selling ads. What's our deadline for ads?
March the 2nd.
March 2nd is the deadline for ads. So you've got just a little under a month to get an ad for the program. Tickets. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, Alan has them over there. And also we have student tickets, so if you want to trade 2 student tickets for one of your regular tickets, then do that. We're going to try to, we didn't get it done for this week, we're going to try to have a board that lists groups that would take tickets. And so several of you know of organizations that would like to have free tickets and would attend. That's the biggest thing, is we don't want people to just buy their tickets and not be used. And a lot of people are willing to buy their tickets but don't have a way to sell them or don't have people to sell them to. So we're going to try to have a board, if you will bring in the names of organizations and how many tickets they would like. And then if you, especially if you've been sitting on the fence, well, should I just buy the tickets? Well, here's something you can adopt a group, and you know that your tickets will be going to a group instead of just, you know, buying the tickets. So buy your tickets or sell your tickets. We'd love for you to sell them, but if you can't buy them, and then decide which group you want them to go to, so it gives you a little more skin in the game. And we are sort of a 501(c), so that should be a donation. And anyway, we'll have that up. Hopefully we'll have that for you in the next couple of weeks, where you can see which groups are looking for tickets. A lot of events are going on. We have 2 events that are going, well, actually 3. On the 19th, we'll be meeting at Hickory Community Theater at 5 o'clock, 5 to 7. It'll be $10. Food from Groucho's and soft drinks, and there'll be a cash bar. And we'll be meeting all the contestants for Rotary and Idol at that time. That will be our meeting that day. We will not meet at lunch. We'll meet at 5 o'clock at Hickory Community Theater on the 19th. On the 21st, which is Saturday, at CCM, we'll be bagging up groceries and making bags that they give to their clients to kind of tide them over. And that's from 11 to 2 on the 21st. The contestants will be involved in that, and we want as many people as possible. That also counts as volunteer hours. And then on March 7th, from 9 to about 3, I think, is Stop Hunger Now. And they are looking for shifts there. You don't do the whole time, but you do a shift. Bill Laird's doing that. It's at St. Albans Church. And that's also something that we're going to encourage our contestants to be involved in. We want to be involved as well, so there's some signups for that. So some events, and then the 14th at 7 o'clock is Rotary and Idol. Also, we're going to have a new thing. We're going to call it the Hat Trick Club. If you know anything about hat tricks, 3 goals scored in a game by a single person. And if you are a Century Club member and you have sold or bought an ad, and if you have sold or bought your tickets, then you will be inducted into the Hat Trick Club. And we'll announce who's a member of that each time. And then at the end of the event, afterwards, we'll have a drawing for something really nice that'll end up sort of paying you back for what you did for becoming a member of the Hat Trick Club. Okay. Also, Ernie Sills asked me to announce that they will not meet on the 17th. They're having their Valentine meeting at night, a different night. So if you're looking to make up on the 17th at Lake Hickory, they will not be there. Okay, lots of announcements. Anything else? Be sure to sign up for these things and attend these things. Meg.
Sunrise Rotary is hosting their Rotary Jam on February 14th. I think that should be count as a meeting, but that's just me because it's at the crossing. But it's going to be great. The Fantastic Shakers are coming. They're having junior shaggers. It's $30, and that's their fundraising mechanism for their CVCC scholarship that they do every year. So I encourage all of you to come out. I think we're going to have a great crowd. Bring your sweetheart and dance the night away.
I heard it's sold out. Is that true?
It is not sold out.
Okay.
I have tickets right here. See me today. I have tickets.
It may sell out, so get them while you can. What time does that start? 7 or
6.
6.
Because the junior shaggers start at 7. It starts at 7, President David. Thank you so much. That's why you're the president.
That's exactly why. One of the reasons. 7 o'clock on Valentine's Day, and Meg has tickets, and that's the Sunrise Club.
Educational fund.
Their fundraiser, just like ours. Okay. Anything else? Thank you. Great day to be a Rotarian. John Rambo has our program.
Thank you, President David. My name is John Rambo, and I am a Rotarian. Thank you. As John Bates mentioned, tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm getting the best birthday present in the world. It's the opening night of Crowns, the gospel musical. This is a show that Pam Livingstone, our artistic director, and I have been working to achieve for 4 years, working to build the capacity to have it. Our guest today, Ms. Vanessa Adams-Harris, is the director of Crowns. This is her third time with us at the theater, though. She was here in 2013 as Big Mama for Big Mama Speaks about the Tulsa Race Riot of 1921. And then here in 2014 to play Lena Baker in the one-woman show Who Will Sing for Lena, which was about the life and trial and death of Lena Baker, a Georgia woman who's the only woman to have been executed in the electric chair. And she was convicted of murdering her white employer who was about to kill her. So it was a very powerful play and a very powerful story. This is a very powerful and influential and wonderful woman. It's been a pleasure to work with Vanessa these past 3 years. In addition to directing the play, Vanessa is also has also been an artist in residence at Southwest Elementary School, working with their first graders to help them create their own play about diversity. And it's been a great experience for her and for the students. And we're hoping to bring that back again next school year. You have a bio on Vanessa in your program, so I won't bore you by reading that to you with all of her accomplishments, but she is a nationally and internationally recognized theater artist and teacher and adjudicator. So please give a warm welcome to Vanessa. Oh, I also need to introduce our guests today, the members of the cast and crew of Crowns, starting on this end here next to Linda Lutz. There's Jason Ray Parker. He plays man. He represents all men.
I got you back, Phyllis.
Renetta Hamrick. Renetta plays Velma. Sorry. Velma. And Velma is a lot.
Yes.
And Lana Logan. Lana is a student at Lincoln High School, and she plays the young girl Yolanda, who's the central character of the story. It's her journey that we follow. And then next to Lana is our assistant stage manager, Betty Phillips. Betty and her husband have been very helpful backstage through many productions because their sons, Marcus and Byron, have been in several plays. And those of you who saw Les Mis got to see Marcus as Gavroche. So we're very, very grateful to have Betty's help with this production. And now, please give a warm welcome to Vanessa Adams-Harris.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to join you this afternoon. This is my third time speaking in front of a Rotarian crowd. Yes, Tulsa has a big Rotary group, and one of the groups is actually an African American Rotarian club, North Tulsa Rotarians, and they have invited me twice to come and speak with them. And I must say that I know that Rotarians are wild and crazy kind of guys and people, but you're also very welcoming. And so I thank you for your hospitality in this kind of an organization. I didn't exactly know what I was going to say to you all today because you do so much and your work is so very deep and moving internationally. So I thought I would just start there. Professor Raj Gandhi, when I met him, the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, said that peace begins with you, just like your song, which is also sang in many Unitarian Universalist churches across the world. He said that it's impossible for you to practice peace in other places if you don't practice it inside yourself first and deeply practice it. The arts is a way for us to manage that peaceful sense and place inside of ourselves. We can find a home with the arts. We can find a path with the arts, and we can lay certain stones of peace as we build that path together. So I'll just read a little something that I have written, and I won't continue it on because then I want you to hear from the cast. The importance of this play, Crowns, written by Regina Taylor, adapted from a book called Crowns. It's about a sense of place inside yourself. And that sense of place inside ourselves is our stories, our ancestors, our heritage, our culture, our towns, our homes, our schools, our roads, our buildings, all of that. In the African American community, oftentimes, there hasn't been the preservation work that has been done in other parts of the community and the city and the state. So the African American community oftentimes loses a lot of its memories or senses of place because of progress. Since my culture is Muskogee Creek as well as African American and German, then I always find a sense of place among lots of different people. Not just one group, but as long as there are people in the room, then I feel like I'm home. So, when I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. Do you know what this is? Do you ever feel like you have been in this space before? Do you ever think, wish, crave home? Where is a place where there's love overflowing? Is it the land of Oz? Is Oz deep inside our hearts, our Atlantis, our paradise? Can you feel the magic, hope, kindness, love? A river flows, runs through. Which way is home? If I want to go back, which way do I go? For me, home was always where my mother was. Her body, her face, her. Home left me when she transitioned in the forest of Oz. In the movie, The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy had silver slippers, the color of stars, of water cascading, moving toward something. When the creator wrote the score for the musical The Wiz, a colored perspective of The Wizard of Oz, not just the Black experience, but an experience of that sense of place no matter where you come from or who you come from. Home, the metaphor of a sense of place, a memory of belonging to or with. Grace extended to your essence of identity. Welcome. That's what Crowns does, is it welcomes you into a sense of place called the Hickory Community Theater. About women in their church hats. They just happen to be African American women. They happen to be wearing these beautiful, gorgeous, silly, ridiculous hats that women wear that are considered our crowns. And one of the lines in the play that the main character has, Mother Shaw, is that our crowns have been bought and paid for. All we have to do is wear them. And so that can mean many things. That can mean a hat. That can mean your brain and think. That can mean the hair on your head. That can mean a covering of humility and understanding that we are all humans trying to be together as humans. Nothing else. No matter how rich we are or poor we are, or this tone of our skin or the hue of our skin, it doesn't matter. We're still trying to be the same thing. That's humans. And so within the building of the Hickory Community Theater, there is still the segregated section at the top of the building. The third floor, I guess it's called. It was a colored section at one time where people of color were only permitted to sit up there when they came into that building. And now today, people of color are performing on the stage. And so that's, yes, a big shift, but there are not a lot of people of color coming into the theater. There are not a lot of people of color coming into still some spaces like the museum. But that's across the country, because if we don't see ourselves, there's no reason for us to be there. So if a child doesn't see themselves in a space, they don't wish to come there. And that's something that we have to consider how we can do better. Because children love to see themselves. They like to see little chairs and little tables and little colored things all over the place. And they like to hear laughter and people smiling and things. And if they don't see those things, they don't like those things. They don't like those spaces, those places. So we have to do better when we get an opportunity. Crowns is one of those beginnings because we have the opportunity. And we keep having the opportunity as long as we keep living and breathing and trying to do better and practicing peace and bridge building and having conversations and meals and welcoming people and being hospitable. I must say this is a welcoming community, and I appreciate that. I feel the hospitality, I feel the love, I feel the home, and I am grateful for that. And I want to thank you all because I'm sure you all had something to do with that sense of place here in Hickory. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. This young lady, Lana Logan, come here, Lana, please. I'm going to stand right here. Stand right here. Lana is 17 years old, and when she heard about the play, she couldn't make it to the audition because of there was a loss in her family. But she emailed me, or she called or something, and she got in touch with the theater and said, I want to audition. And so I drove over to Lincolnton to audition her at her school. And she auditioned. She did. I took her in a room in the music department and said, sing. Yeah. And she sang. And she is a beautiful, she doesn't realize it, but she has a beautiful spirit about her. And I thought, oh my God, what if this child didn't have an opportunity to do what's in her heart that she wants to do? I don't care how good she is or how bad she is. If she wants to do it, she deserves the opportunity to do it. But she can do it. That's the kicker. Is if she doesn't have the opportunity, then we lose a lot as a community. But I thought, if this child exists in Lincolnton, North Carolina, a stone's throw away from Hickory, there must be something very special about this place. This area of North Carolina. It just has to be a really special place because she is existing today. And I just was amazed by that because I know that she's very loved by her community. I mean, she's running that school. She took me into the office and she's like, I'm going to meet so-and-so. And they were like, okay, Lana, okay. So she's a good girl. She minds her manners. She listens. She talks back, but she's a teenager, so she's allowed a little flexibility there. But she's adorable, absolutely adorable. And it hurts my heart sometimes if I think that Lana would not have a chance, that Lana would not be given an opportunity to do what she can do very well, which is to be a beautiful young lady growing into a beautiful adult that has something to offer the rest of the world. So on that note, the play supports this young woman. In the play, her name is Yolanda, and she's 17 years old. And her brother has died, and her mother cannot control her anymore in Brooklyn, and so she sends her to her grandmother's in South Carolina. And let me tell you, a teenager that doesn't want to go anywhere and they're forced to go, Lord have mercy. They are just not going to do right. But they do learn some basics. And when she gets to the community in South Carolina with her grandmother, she is welcomed into a fold of women and men that tell her that she is loved. And they give her the stories of her culture and the traditions all through these hats. And of course, gospel music. And she gets it. And she has the tools to go on in her life and on her journey. And the play is about passing these stories, these memories, passing it down. And it does it beautifully. But she's not on the stage but one time alone. So we're actually going to need 5 women to come up here. Rotarians, I need 5 women to come up here. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, 5. Yes. That's right. Okay, okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple of the things that the women do to support her.
Here you go, come on.
A couple of the things, listen, a couple of the things. Okay. This is just what happens at rehearsal. Listen, women. And she needs one man, president. If you stand just over there, just in front of her, just a little bit in front of her.
No additional crowns, right?
Right, just right there. Okay, right there is good. And turn out and face. Okay, so one of the things that you would do is just hold your hands up like this. Okay. Women, one of the things that you would do is to push your energy toward her. Okay, you just wanna just push it like away. Yes, so you wanna just go like away. Okay? Okay, and this is what you're gonna say, man. We're going to start with you. One of the pieces in the play is about calling forth the creator of all things, but we're doing it in the in an African tradition. So the words are for the man, Eshe Obaba, Eshe.
Eshe Obaba, Eshe.
Eshe Obaba.
Eshe Obaba.
Eshe, okay. So you say, Eshe Obaba, Eshe.
Eshe Obaba, Eshe.
Okay, and then the women, you say, Eshe Obaba.
Eshe Obaba.
Okay, so now, you know, we are so used to being these strong women. Okay, but to call on the forces of nature and support, we have to be feminine. So we have to go, Eshe Obaba.
Eshe Obaba.
Okay, so when the man says, the man is going to say, really strong, President.
Eshe Obaba, Eshe.
Okay, and then the women say,
Eshe Obaba.
Okay, so we got it now. Okay, so when they do that, okay, then Lana, you go ahead and start with your song.
Okay.
Okay, so one more time, let's give her this one moment. Man.
O'Shea, oh Baba, O'Shea.
Okay.
O'Shea, oh Baba. And I don't know how this dead soul can rise again. And I don't know how this dead soul can fly again. And I don't know how to be one of them who clap and pray and sing and hold tomorrow as a sweet and promised dream.
And that is your introduction to the Congress.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Lana. And thank you, President and ladies, for being part of that. I just wanted to mention before we go that there are many other things happening around in the community around this production. At the Hickory Museum of Art, there is an exhibit, Black Women, Their Hats and Their Stories, that's on now. Tomorrow at opening night, Michael Cunningham, his book of photographs, he's a photographer from Winston-Salem. His book of photographs inspired, his photographs inspired a book that inspired this play. And so he's going to be at the opening night performance tomorrow night, but he's coming into town to speak at the Patrick Beaver Library on Saturday, February 7th at 1 o'clock. And then later that afternoon at 4 o'clock, he's going to be at a high tea at the Museum of Art. And then the Museum of Art has another event happening later on.
In March. Everybody's got
yeah, there's information at your tables about another event that's in March. The exhibit at the museum runs through the 2nd of April, and we're very grateful for these partnerships. Thank you.
Okay, Vanessa, thank you so much for being here, and we'd like to give you this Paul Harris coin that has our 4-way test on the back, that talking about friendship and love and hope. That's a lot like Rotary, so thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, Dean, remember your cart buckets, please. Let's hear that rattling and rustling as you fill your cart buckets. We've got 20 cards, 1 joker still left, $105 today, $2,414. We're talking about real money pretty soon. $545-532. 545-532.
John.
Right now. Isn't there a president's exemption? President-elect. President-elect.
And he loses. He goes on, so buy those tickets, go into scholarships. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Natalie and Sandy, thanks for coming. Thanks for visiting with us. Hope you'll come back. And all the Lake Hickory Rotarians, Jim and Wayne and Steve and Floyd and Peter and Jeff and Sam. Thanks for being here. And one more. Yes. Announcement? Are we waiting on something?
We'll have it next week.
Okay. Special something next week. Okay, any other? Please stand and we'll adjourn before they test. Of the things we think, say, and do,
is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will build goodwill and better friendships.